Hey, True Believers, Englentine here with a review of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So Miles Morales finally makes it to the big screen. And gotta say, I was absolutely apathetic towards this movie. Seriously, there was no desire to see it, no hate towards it. I wasn't looking at it going, oh my gosh, this looks so bad. Oh, I can't believe it. I thought the animation was, it was okay. You know, that was fine, but that's what I thought when I saw the preview and I realized they were going to do a Miles Morales movie. But this isn't just Miles Morales. This is Into the Spider-Verse, so we do get other kinds. I got to say right off, there is a bit of a bias. I hate the whole Spider-Verse thing. Not a big fan. That what I think it was called Spider-Verse or whatever it was, that one thing where the bad guys eat Spider-Man souls. Like, what is it specifically about the spider soul? Yeah, I read that and I wasn't a big fan. Now, I only read the trade paperback, so I didn't get all the side issues and everything. But yeah, it just left me flat. So while I was actually just interested in seeing Miles Morales, what really made me apathetic towards the whole thing was the Spider-Verse aspect of it. And then I saw the movie, and this is just a lot of fun. It really is. It does play out like a comic book, to tell you the truth. And also not so much like a Marvel movie, and I'm very appreciative of that as well. This is Marvel and Sony working together again to make a Spider-Man movie, but it doesn't feel like MCU-ish, and that's a good thing. It does feel like its own animal. I think that's very important. I would like to see even MCU movies kind of lose that, I want to say assembly line feel that they kind of have. I mean, they all kind of look the same these days, even though I'm having a good time and I'm loving them. I loved Avengers Infinity War. They are starting to feel, I can't agree with the fact that they feel a little assembly line-ish. And this one doesn't, and that's a good thing. I think this is a definite plus. So the story, basic things happen that happen in the comic books without a lot of spoilers. Miles Morales gets his powers. He sees something going on with the Kingpin trying to open up another dimension and everything. Spider-Man, just like in the comic books, dies, and Miles Morales sees it and ends up getting chased by the Prowler, which we know, of course, from the comic books who he really is. And because that dimension was open, in comes a whole bunch of other Spider-Men. You have Peter Parker, who had been divorced by Mary Jane. You have Gwen Stacy's Spider-Gwen, or Spider-Woman in this one, she's called. And then you have, oh my gosh, I forgot. You have this Japanese one. I forgot her. I think her name was Peggy Parker or something like that. And the Spider-Man Noir, and of course, Peter Porker, the Spectacular Spider-Ham. And I like Spider-Man Noir. I was just hoping to see more of him in this. They could have. I want a Spider-Man Noir film, by the way. I also want a Peter Porker Spider-Ham movie. I was never a fan of the character. I mean, it was all. I did read some of it back in the '80s when he first appeared and all that, but I was never a huge fan. It just seemed like very gimmicky to me. But the way I see him here, yeah, let's get a Peter Porker Spectacular Spider-Ham show going on. It maybe don't make it 2.5 hours or something like that, but I think it would be a lot of fun. But the one I really want to see is Spider-Man Noir. And by gosh, you know what? Just movies for everybody. I think that would piss some people off because it would be too much, because I liked them all. A TV show maybe, because that Peggy Parker or whatever her name was, the Japanese one with the robot, looked a lot of fun. That looked very entertaining, and I would have loved to have seen it a little bit more. That's one thing. The big complaint is I wish they had more time to explore the other Spider-Men, because they all were interesting. They all had good. They were all drawn well. They had an interesting look to them. They had decent backstories that I would not have minded exploring, even in their own movies. Not that they needed to do an Avengers-style 4 movies before the Spider-Verse thing. I'm just saying, now that they did the Spider-Verse, it wouldn't hurt, but that's just me. I'm sure there's some people who would disagree with me. I guess I should talk about the animation, because it's a cartoon. But the cool thing about this is there's a lot of word bubbles that pop up, a lot of description things, a lot of sound effects that pop up. The animation changes when it needs to for the story. It's very well done that way. Just certain scenes require certain animation styles, and they do the change. You could see it right there. And I really like that. I like the design of the characters. They used, it looks like the Kingpin is Bill Sienkiewicz. I know I always say that. Sienkiewicz and Frank Miller from, what was it called? Love and Death, I believe. But it looks like they styled the Kingpin after that. And it just looks, he looks brilliant. I like the design just because of that. It reminded me of that graphic novel, and I really like that graphic novel. So yeah, the animation is just dead on. It flows well. It's a very exciting looking film. It's it really pops. And I got to give credit where credit is due. Oh, and I just realized it's Penny Parker, not Peggy. I called her Peggy. So we'll see how many people make it up to this point in the video by how many people, complain that I said Peggy twice. Anywho, speaking of, I just have to talk about the cast. The cast is freaking amazing. I thought Shameik Moore did a great job as Miles Morales. Jake Johnson as Peter Parker, Spider-Man. A lot of fun. Chris Pine played the first Spider-Man. Haley Stanfield as Spider-Woman, nailed it. My favorite, once again, Nicolas Cage is too much fun. This is a really good cast. Mahershala Ali played the Prowler. You have Lily Tomlin as May Parker. This is really just such a good cast, and they nail it. And that just adds to it. I'm sorry, gang, but I'm very excited about this film. I had a great time with it. And that's what I wanted. It's a lot of fun. Not a lot of pretense to it. There's not it's not connected to the MCU or anything like that. So it's a standalone film. And I think that gave it the freedom to just break out and be its own animal and to kind of spread their wings, so to speak. So yeah, gotta tell you, I'm on board for Into the Spider-Verse. This is one I think I'll be seeing a couple of times, probably before it leaves theaters. I do believe this is a check it out in the theaters kind of movie. Recommend that. I recommend this film. It's a lot, like I said, it's a lot of fun. And yeah, I don't have anything else to say about it. It's pretty damn good, and I'm very happy that the first time Miles Morales hits the big screen, he hit it running. But that's just my opinion. What did you think? Did you see it? Are you planning on seeing it? And if so, if you did see it, who was your favorite character? What was your favorite part of the movie? I still like that. I want to see that Spider-Man Noir. I want to see all of them, but I like that Spider-Man Noir, and please let Nick Cage still voice him. Anyway, let me know in the comments below. Also, if you like this video, you know the drill. Click like. Click share, of course, that gets word out about the channel, and that's always a good thing. And if you haven't done it already, don't forget to hit subscribe and the notification bell. You don't want to miss anything. Cool things happen around these parts. Also, if you don't mind helping out, go on over to Patreon. Drop $1 in the till, help us keep the lights on, help us keep making videos for you. Thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.